Yo, yo.
We're, we're live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that the kind of headband?
Yeah, I'm about to get ready to go out for a little bit. That's why I was trying to get you to hurry up because I'm losing daylight.
Oh, jeez, my bad.
It's all good. Yeah, man. Justin Fields got moved.
Finally, finally. Anticlimactic in a way. I think they wanted some sort of high draft capital, and this deal involves a sixth-round pick next draft, and it could be a fourth if he ends up playing a lot.
Yeah, yeah. It's two different like aspects you can look at it from the team's point, and from the players, right?
Yeah, I
So
think they're yeah, for sure on that. For me, this is great for the Steelers. They gave up very little, and they get an interesting guy who's actually started a fair amount of football games.
yeah, yeah. I think it's both. I think it's good for both teams. I mean, from the Bears' point of view, yeah, you only get a sixth round pick, maybe a fourth next year if he plays. But you had to get rid of him because you're bringing in Caleb, and you know I'm a
Of
Caleb guy. I've been a
course.
Caleb guy. I'm in this corner. I think he's gonna do crazy stuff first year, a la our guy in Houston. But you had to get him out of there because you got Caleb coming in.
Yeah, there's certainly signals that the Bears are going for Caleb. Now, has Caleb's position on the Bears softened? Because he didn't really play there.
It was really only his daddy at first. His pops at first was saying how, he was putting out feelers that they might want to finagle their way away from Chicago to a better situation. But now that Justin Fields is out, you see they bring in the receiver. They bring in another receiver,
Yeah,
uh,
Chargers.
Keenan Allen from the Chargers, he's so underrated, man. Keenan Allen is like top 10, top 15,
Yeah,
you know, probably top 10. He's a really dope receiver. And then you're gonna get Caleb, and then they already have a solid defense. The Bears can be good next year. Like that's a playoff team next year. They have a soft schedule. They're in a soft division. All right. Now, on the player side, I think this is shitty for both guys. Speaking of
Russell Wilson uh, and Fields.
and
I
Fields.
agree. Nobody likes to have a quarterback competition, but apparently they've gone on the front end and said this is not a competition. Russ will start. Justin will be the backup. Which really, the funny thing is, if you're Justin Fields, you just got traded into the job that Kenny Pickett didn't want.
I think Kenny wanted it, but when Kenny, as the trade talks came, Kenny is like, oh, well, I don't want it now. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't want it. He did not want to be the backup to Russell.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's because they told him it was going to be a true competition before the Russ trade.
Right.
It was like you're going to be the starter. We're probably going to bring somebody else in that we don't have named yet, but you're going to be the starter. But it's going to be a starter with
Right.
competition. Russ, they trade for Russ, and then they're telling Russ you're going to be the guy. Kenny's like, well, hold up, just last week you told me
Yeah.
I was the guy.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, Clifford said, "I hope Fields gets a start, gets a start, goes crazy, and then makes them pay back." But this is the thing: both of those quarterbacks, Fields and Russ, they need a prove it year. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So if either guy loses the job to the other person, I think one of those guys become a career backup for at that point.
Well, no, I mean, for Russell Wilson, he's going to get the nod to begin this if he's healthy. He must play well, or he be at the road. He doesn't do anything at the road. But the reality is, he's going to be on a very short leash. If he starts to go south, they're going to play Fields because Russ, when you know when something moves forward. So, to but the only counterbalance to that is the Steelers don't have bad years. That Mike Tomlin
Yeah.
doesn't have losing seasons. So the most likely scenario is that they do what they always do, and that's end up 9-8, 10-7, and in the playoff mix until the final week or two, almost regardless who's playing quarterback. So Russ is going to have every opportunity in this year to do something, but if he doesn't, if he plays poorly, if he's benched early, he's essentially done unless he just, wants to have no ego and just be a backup. But I mean, at that point, he could just go, bang it out with Sierra and stop worrying about football.
I think that's the most likely scenario, not the banging out with Sierra. But but I think the most likely scenario is I think Justin is going to eventually beat out Russ,
Yeah.
and then Russ is going to be relegated to the backup, and then the years and years, whatever, how many years after he has in the NFL, that's going to be a backup because Justin, I think they're comparable as far as where they're at level wise, but because he's younger, right? And then they only have until May 2nd to exercise that 5th-year option that they're pretty much probably going to.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna have Justin locked in for another year. And you have to see what you have in him
Yeah.
because you know what I mean? Because the extension is right around the corner at that point.
Exactly.
Um, so it's just crazy.
And because, I mean, the Fields 5th-year option is not going to be terribly expensive, and Russ is there on the cheap. I mean, quarterback at least for this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Economically, which is a big windfall for them.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Now the Steelers are in a crazy division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if Joe comes back, you got Joe, you got Baltimore. They're going to come back even hungrier. You think, and then
They
it's Pittsburgh, and
get
then
as they want. They're not any good.
and then you have Cleveland. I read something today, which is just fucking nuts, man. Deshaun Watson he has a cap hold of like 60, 65 million this year. This year.
They
That
might,
is
they might think about assassinating him.
that is nuts, man.
Why not? Why not?
I used to tell my sister all the time when she used to get in trouble paying the car note.
Yeah.
I said, drive that shit into a fucking ditch.
Amen. Amen. Steal it. Like, you got to get rid of that thing.
Yes, you have to get rid of that thing by all means necessary.
Go down with the ship. It's the Titanic, man. You could get a life raft.
There's some guys in Cleveland that'll knock him off for a small fee, I'm sure. Well, a hefty fee, but they have the money.
Else do they got better to do there? LeBron's been gone for a bit. What a shithole, by the way.
Who is that?
General.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Let me read some of these comments before we switch here. Let me see. Fields could play 1,000 times better than Pickett did. Oh, for sure. And then Just Black says Russell Wilson's probably at his last stop, which yeah, we all agree with that for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what do you predict that's going to happen in this situation? I said I think Fields is going to end up taking over.
I agree with you. At some point,
At some point.
Either Russ is not going to play well enough, or he'll get an injury. Although Russ has largely been a healthy guy, but I think there's no way that Russ plays 17 games and they don't get a serious look at Justin Fields this year. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. Hey, my Gators, man, they're doing pretty good in the SEC tournament.
Oh, are they? I haven't been paying attention.
I know, me either. But I saw it. I was in the room today, and I clicked on. Yeah, they're in the contention to win the SEC, and I noticed, our guy Riley, right? They gave Riley an opportunity to ball out, Riley Kugel, right? But he's kind of lost his spot on the team to another a guy off the bench, right? That plays the same position.
Oh.
And then they have another guy from Dr. Phillips. I didn't know they had like 2 or 3 Orlando guys on the team.
Yeah, the 2 Orlando guys they got. It's Denzel.
Yeah,
he didn't get many minutes last year. Kugel got a good start, and then they also got the kid from Polk County.
Yeah, the kid from Polk. But Denzel is exactly what the guy said on the that was commentating. He hasn't really broke his way into the rotation, but today he did, and he had damn near he was the player of the game. He had damn near like a 30-point game. It was a huge game. Yeah, on ESPN1. And so, that was a crazy performance by him. He had a great game.
Good for him. A little bit drive his value up in the transfer portal.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, but that not the Gators. I saw them beat Georgia the other day. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's good to see local guys making a difference in games, and
Yeah.
that's pretty solid. I was just watching Connecticut. They just went to the half against Marquette in the Big East championship game. Connecticut's my college basketball team this year. I think
How
they
are
just
they looking? They always have a shot, man.
they're,
They always have a
they're
shot.
the defending champions. They were number 2 in the nation. They're number 1 in the Big East, and so yeah, they're going to be a top seed, whether regardless of the outcome today. But I think they'll win in the second half for sure.
You have a stronger connection to the FSU football than basketball?
Oh yeah,
Oh, for sure.
easily.
Like, not even close?
No, it's not close at all. I mean, the football, just when you get there, that's just the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I attended a lot of the basketball games, and we've been pretty good recently, but you live and die with football. I mean,
Yeah.
just the expectations and everything around basketball are different. And, I mean, maybe 3 years ago, whatever, we were very good. Had a decent run of guys going into the league, but you just don't. And maybe it's just the fewer games. You like live and die with football.
Yeah.
It's just not basketball.
Yeah. Well, all right, then. We'll probably end it right here, man. Get back to it.
Sounds good. Enjoy the rest of your big weekend in Miami.
I'll hit you up.
Come back disease free.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
All right. Yeah, yeah.